Welcome to my channel, Old Coins News. Today, we're looking at the 1935 D Lincoln Wheat Penny, 1-cent coin, one of the classic pieces of U.S. coin history. Watch the full video to learn about its mint mark, design, metal composition, errors, and real collector value. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin videos and updates. Thanks for watching. Now, let's get started. The 1935 D Lincoln Wheat Cent, marked with a D mint mark beneath the date, was produced at the Denver Mint. This coin belongs to the Wheat Penny series, officially called the Lincoln Cent, which has been one of the most recognized and longest-running coin series in U.S. history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Wheat Cent honors Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, who led the nation through the Civil War and the abolition of slavery. By 1935, the United States was gradually emerging from the depths of the Great Depression, a period marked by economic struggle, unemployment, and deflation. Coin production was recovering as commerce began to stabilize. The Denver Mint struck over 47 million Lincoln cents that year to meet increasing public demand for small denomination coinage. The Lincoln Cent series had been in production since 1909, replacing the Indian head cent. It was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature an actual historical figure, Abraham Lincoln, whose 100th birthday was being celebrated in 1909 when the coin was introduced. Obverse design, front side. Portrait. The obverse features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner. The portrait shows Lincoln in a thoughtful pose, symbolizing integrity and leadership. Liberty appears to the left of Lincoln's profile. "In God We Trust" is inscribed along the upper rim. This motto was added in 1909 and continues to be used today. 1935 D, the date and mint mark, are found to the right of Lincoln's shoulder. The D stands for Denver Mint, indicating the coin was struck there. The detailing on Lincoln's hair, beard, and jacket can vary in sharpness depending on the quality of the strike and wear from circulation. Ear of rice reverse design, backside. Central design. Two stylized wheat ears curve inward from both sides of the coin, giving the nickname Wheat Penny or Wheat Cent. At the center, 1 cent. Below that, United States of America. Above, E pluribus unum, the Latin phrase meaning out of many, one, representing the unity of the states. This simple but elegant reverse design symbolized growth, prosperity, and the agricultural foundation of America during the early 20th century. Gear # technical specifications. Specification details. Denomination 1 cent, 1 cent. Composition 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Weight 3.11 grams. Diameter 19.05 millimeters. Edge plane, no reading. Designer Victor David Brenner. Mint Mac D, Denver. Mintage 47000000 plus coins. Approximate. There are no major recognized varieties for the 1935 D Wheat Cent, but collectors have noted a few minor die varieties and errors. Double die obverse, DDO. Some rare examples show light doubling in the inscriptions, especially "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Repunch mint mark, RPM. A few pieces show a faintly double D mint mark, caused by the manual mint mark punching process of the era. Die cracks and cuds. Occasional die breaks can create raised lines or missing metal areas, which are collectible as mint errors. The value of a 1935 D Wheat Cent depends heavily on condition, grade, and rarity of variety. Here's a general range, as of current coin market trends. Grade description: approximate value, USD. Good, G4, very worn. Date visible $0.10, 20 cents. Fine, F12. Moderate wear. Details visible $0.25, 40 cents. Very fine, VF20. Light even wear. Wheat lines visible $0.50, $1. Extremely fine, XF40. Light high point wear $1, $2. About uncirculated, -50 Australian dollars. Slight tracer wear $2, $4. Uncirculated, MS60 to MS65. Bright luster, nowhere $5, $25 plus. Gem red, MS66 or higher. Brilliant original red color. Rare $50, $150 plus. Note, coins with a full red luster, indicating original untinted copper, are the most valuable to collectors. Over time, Copper oxidizes to a brown tone, lowering its red designation. The Denver Mint, established in 1906, was primarily responsible for supplying coinage to the western U.S. Its mint mark D is one of the most common in circulation coins. During 1935, Denver's production quality was generally high, although strike sharpness can vary due to die wear. 1. The Lincoln Wheat Cent series ran from 1909 to 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. 2. Abraham Lincoln's image has remained on the cent for over a century, making it the longest-running portrait in U.S. coinage history. 3. Each 1935D penny is made mostly of copper, so its intrinsic metal value, based on copper prices, is typically more than its face value. 4. Some collectors assemble year-by mint mark sets, 1909 to 1958, and the 1935D is a moderately common but important issue. 5. In uncirculated red condition, this coin is a beautiful example of pre-WWII American coinage craftsmanship. Always handled with clean, dry hands or cotton gloves to prevent skin oil from darkening the copper. Store in A-tight holders or mylar flips to protect against oxidation. Avoid cleaning the coin. Even gentle polishing can significantly reduce its collector value. Look for die errors or RPMs using a magnifier. They can increase a coin's value many times over. The 1935D Lincoln Wheat Cent is a coin of modest face value, but rich historical significance. Struck during America's slow recovery from the Great Depression, it represents resilience and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln. While not considered rare, high-grade or error examples are prized by collectors worldwide. Its copper tone, iconic design, and vintage character make it a cornerstone of any wheat penny collection, a small piece of U.S. history that continues to inspire both seasoned numismatists and new collectors alike. The 1986D Lincoln Cent, marked with a D mint mark beneath the date, was struck at the Denver Mint and represents the modern copper-plated zinc era of the U.S. 1-cent coin. This coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which replaced the wheat cent design in 1959 and continued until 2008. The 1986D penny is one of the billions of pieces produced during the late 20th century, yet it carries deep historical significance, design continuity, and subtle collectible appeal. Classical building has historical context. In 1986, the United States was experiencing a period of renewed economic growth under President Ronald Reagan. The inflation of the 1970s had subsided, but rising metal prices in previous years had already changed the way America's smallest denomination coin was made. By the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint faced a problem. The rising cost of copper meant that producing traditional bronze cents, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, had become more expensive than the coin's face value. As a result, starting in mid-1982, the mint changed the cent's composition to copper-plated zinc, 97.5% zinc core with a 2.5% copper coating. The 1986D penny was fully produced under this new standard, representing the modern era of lightweight, cost-efficient coinage. Obverse design, front side. Portrait. The obverse front features a classic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed in 1909 by Victor David Brenner. It is one of the most enduring coin designs in U.S. history. Lincoln's profile faces right, showing him in a dignified pose that symbolizes leadership and unity. In God we trust, arching along the top edge, the national motto first appeared on the Lincoln Cent in 1909. Liberty, positioned to the left of Lincoln's portrait. 1986D, the date and mint mark appear to the right of Lincoln's shoulder. The D signifies that it was minted at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The 1986D penny's obverse retains the same design use since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in world history. Classical building hash reverse design. Backside. Main design. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time of its introduction in 1959. The memorial was chosen to mark the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Symbolism. The design mirrors the neoclassical architecture of the actual Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., symbolizing Lincoln's legacy of freedom, unity, and equality. If viewed under magnification, one can even see a tiny representation of Lincoln's statue between the memorial's columns, a remarkable artistic detail. Across the top, United States of America. Below that, e pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one. At the bottom, 1 cent, the denomination. This design remained unchanged from 1959 until 2008, when it was replaced in 2009 with 4 special bicentennial designs. Denomination 1 cent, 1 cent. Composition 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper plating. Weight 2.5 grams. Diameter 19.05 mm. Edge plane, smooth, no reading. Designer, obverse, Victor David Brenner. Designer, reverse, Frank Gasparo. Mint MACD, Denver Mint. Mintage 4442 866 698 coins, over 4.4 billion. The massive mintage means that the 1986 D cent is not rare in circulation, but pristine or error examples are always collectible. Left-pointing magnifying glass varieties and notable errors. Even though the 1986 D cent was a mass-produced coin, collectors have identified some interesting die varieties and mint errors that can make individual coins far more valuable. 1. Double die obverse, DDO. Some examples show mild doubling on the date 1986 or the lettering "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." These errors occur when the die is struck twice during production. Depending on strength, values range from a few dollars to over $100 for strong examples. 2. Off-center strikes. Occasionally, the coin is not centered properly during striking, resulting in part of the design being cut off. The more off-center the strike, without losing the date, the higher the value, anywhere from $10 to over $100 depending on percentage of offset. 3. Die cracks at cuds. Small raised lines or missing sections appear due to worn dies. Although common, large cuds, missing metal near the rim, are collectible and can fetch several dollars. 4. Plating bubbles. Because of the zinc core and copper plating process, tiny bubbles or blisters often form on the surface. These are not errors but manufacturing issues. However, large or unusual ones can still attract collector interest. Small orange diamond 5. Struck through grease. Sometimes minting grease fills a die, causing weak or missing letters or details. Such pieces are worth more than face value to error collectors. Money bag value and collector interest. Although billions were minted, the value of a 1986 D penny depends primarily on its grade, condition, and color red, red-brown, or brown. Grade description approximate value, USD. Good, G4, heavy circulation wear $0.01. Fine, F12, moderate wear, Legends clear $0.02. Extremely fine, XF40, light wear on high points $0.05. About uncirculated, negative 50 Australian dollars. Slight trace of wear $0.10, 20 cents. Uncirculated, MS60 to MS65, bright, no wear, minor marks $0.25, $1. Gem brilliant red, MS67 or higher, exceptional luster, full red color $10, $100 plus. A small number of high-grade coins certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC have sold for over $1,000, particularly in MS68 red condition due to their exceptional preservation and rarity in top grades. About the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint, established in 1906, was responsible for producing the majority of circulating coinage for the western United States. In 1986, it was operating at full capacity to meet public demand for coins in the Reagan-era economy. The Denver Mint Mark D can be found on many circulating denominations, but it remains an important part of numismatic history. Interesting facts about the 1986 D cent. 1. It was among the first full years where every cent was made using the copper-plated zinc formula. 2. The coin's zinc core makes it significantly lighter than pre-1982 cents. 3. Over 4.4 billion was struck, making it one of the most common coins of its time, yet mint state red examples are prized for their luster and preservation. 4. Tiny plating floors are common, but clean, bubble-free surfaces are harder to find. 5. If stored in humid conditions, zinc cents can corrode or develop zinc rot, giving them a gray or pitted appearance. Gold sports medal collector and investment insight. While the 1986 D penny is not rare, it holds educational and historical value. For new collectors, it's an excellent entry coin to learn about. The U.S. Mint's transition from copper to zinc. the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln's portrait. The evolution of the American cent over more than a century. Collectors seeking investment potential look for MS67 or higher graded coins. Era varieties, especially double dies or major off-centers. Brilliant red luster coins stored in protective slabs. Handle only by the edges to avoid skin oils that dull the copper surface. Store in A-tight holders or coin capsules with humidity control. Never clean a coin. Cleaning can destroy mint luster and reduce value. Keep away from heat and moisture to prevent copper corrosion or zinc oxidation. The 1986 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history. Struck during a modernizing era for U.S. coinage, it showcases both the artistry of Victor D. Brenner's Lincoln portrait and Frank Gasparo's tribute to the Lincoln Memorial.